So we dropped to it.
There you go. That's a foot higher than where we started.
6.
And there you go.
And just go up 6 inches.
6 and
Plus
3.
the 3/4. Like 7 something for.
So we've got 2 brand new lasers that we both bought, right? I mean, these weren't given to us. I just want to just say that so these guys know. You bought that one, and then you got a brand new one that nobody's seen before. Well, we saw it before, but all the footage got stolen when my truck got stolen. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, so that was part
See it over again.
Yeah, so we get to see it all over again.
Here's a Topcon.
So that's a standard.
That's your standard laser level. Put it on a stick and then the receiver.
And we'll show these guys. I actually want to show these guys how. Hey, Blaine, will you set this up? And while Tim is setting this one up, because I want to show these guys, compare and contrast how they measure, right? So these guys can see it maybe on the top of that wall or something, Blaine. We're going to use that wall as our guide. On the container, it says fully unwind before using, which is a technical thing that both Tim and Frankie would follow those rules, but you don't technically have to fully unwind it before using.
I think. So anyway, this level is oil filled, and there's 100 foot of tube in here, and that's how it must sense pressure to this one or that one.
So you have you have a 200 foot radius.
200 foot radius.
Right,
Yep.
so 100 foot linear in one direction. 200 feet all the way around if you set that right into the middle. So Blaine's setting this up. We'll show you how we get a reading off from this one. So first off, you got to have it on a very flat, level surface, but it will auto level, right? Do you have it on, Blaine?
Not yet.
So as this is going on, it's not operating yet, but what will happen is it's starting to level itself out, and it should turn on all by itself. How much was this level, Tim?
Oh, I want to say I paid like 7 something for it.
6
to 700.
700.
750. I can't remember what the heck.
Do we know what the range on it is? Isn't it like 350 feet in any one direction or so before you gotta? Don't ask Tim technical questions. He will do the research until you're
Google.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So let's show these guys. Let's show these guys how this works. So if you want to take your benchmark and then shoot a couple elevations and just demonstrate how this laser works, that's great. Okay. So you're right. Okay. So what's your number on your stick, Blaine?
It is 3 3/4. 3 feet and 3/4.
3 feet.
All right.
1, 2, 3 feet
is in
and
there,
3/4 of an
3/4
inch. So if you wanted to drop down 6 inches, we're going to show these guys how that would look, because we have the next block set up 6 inches below it.
So let me just go up 6 inches
6 and
plus
3
the 3/4.
plus the 3/4. Mm-hmm.
And
And then that should beep on the block below it. If we're accurate with our numbers, it does. But now you can see how you're doing the math, which for you, since you have a master's degree in math, you're probably all giddy
So now you
about.
want to climb.
You're adjusting this.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
So if you wanted to come up, you do 18 inch. Like go the other way.
Yeah.
So you're beeping at 6 and 3/4, and then you got to do your math and minus and come.
So when you go up,
You go down on the stick.
you go down on the stick.
Down on the stick. Yep.
So we were at 3 3/4.
That's our benchmark, which
So
is
if we
this
go
one.
Up a foot, we'll go 2 3/4. Six.
And there you go. So,
Yep.
so where we were at 3 3/4, we're now at 2 3/4. So the math is reversed. Now we're going to do the exact same spot with, what the heck is this thing even called, Tim?
It's I thought it's saw Smart Level, EZG Manufacturing. I don't know, it's the ones Versalock are selling. So.
Okay, and how much did this one cost?
Boy, I suck at this. It was
Wasn't it 800 bucks or something?
800, 850 out the door, I believe.
850 with
Yep.
tax.
And
Okay.
that one was, I think, closer to 750.
Okay, a little cheaper.
That
Alright,
was, yep.
But let's see
Okay,
how this
so-
one works.
Just gonna turn it on.
What kind of batteries does this run on? Do you know?
I think just double A's.
Now we're starting out ground zero, so you got to zero this.
There's a zero out button. So let's hit that.
Okay. So now if we want to go down 6 inches like we did with Blaine,
Yep. But now you're not doing any math. You're just, it's like a tape measure now, but you just go down. There's 6.
okay.
There's 6 inches. 15 sixteenths. And now you're like, oh, let's go up. So where was Blaine? A foot higher?
Blaine was
There you go. That's a foot higher than where we started.
11 inches and 15
I
sixteenths
mean, you're
or
right
1
there.
foot.
I mean,
right on the
this
dot.
is within a 16th, so you're kind of pretty close margins there.
Okay, so now let's show the guys the limitations of the laser. Let's
Start this one.
don't leave that. Just leave. Don't move that. Let's leave that. Blaine, why don't you show us maybe the elevation on the other side of that tree or on that street over there, and we'll see where that compares. We're going to zero out from this point, so let's see what the change in elevation is from our 0 point using both sticks, right?
Okay.
So you're zeroed out,
I'm
Tim,
pretty zeroed out.
and Blaine's got to get back to his benchmark, 3 3/16 inches. And what we're just trying to do is compare and contrast, let you guys decide which one's right for you. None of these companies pay us. They probably don't even like us. Okay, so he's got his benchmark, and now we're going to go over here. So if he wanted to take an elevation,
Mark right here.
yes,
We need this elevation right here.
he can't get it. Can't get it. Well, now let's just say you need the elevation down here. What's the change in elevation? I want to show the math. So we have a limited line of sight with that. And how do we know that?
Right there. Keep track of your number.
So we dropped 2 inches.
Drop 2 inches. And what's the number on the stick?
2 feet, 10 3/4.
Okay. So that's how you do a change in elevation there. We'll start, you already got your 0 point. Now can you move that case anywhere you want at this point?
Not once you zero it out. You're not supposed to move the case around.
Don't touch that. Okay, so that case can't move.
Nope, that's kind of. So what sport were you on?
So technically he was right there.
Okay, so no math involved.
2 1/16.
2 1/16, 2 1/8, higher.
2 3/16.
Yeah, it's kind of keeps
Right
fluctuating, but so you're 2 inches higher, and now you go to here. From that starting point,
Well, I couldn't get the elevation.
he couldn't get it because it was behind the tree, or 6 inches, 6 1/8 higher, you know. So.
And if I moved that, recalibrate it.
Yep. Or you just have to make sure you set it in a place where you're trying to
Yeah.
shoot the whole yard and whatever's in the way. But sometimes it's nice to be able just to go around stuff. I mean, right behind the tree here, you can see how much difference you are, and you're not doing any math. Just tells you we're 1 foot 3 higher than the block there.
In
for
the block.
grading.
It just
So
tells you.
it tells you. So now
Plus and minus. So every tool has a good side and a bad side, and this thing is no different. And the bad side to it is a lot like this garden hose, in that you've got this long cord stretched out across your job site. And what happens if somebody doesn't see that little tiny cord filled with oil stretched out across your job site and decides to roll over it and puncture it? That has almost happened to us on more than one occasion. So I just want to bring this to your attention. Although it looks like this thing is beautiful and does all the math for you, and it does, there's also, it's not just the perfect tool out there. So you guys, I wanted to make sure that I brought that to your attention before you went and jumped on board and bought one for yourself. Because if you break it, you bought it, don't come back to me.
You know?
Or you could put it up here. You know, read the height, the difference.
Yep.
Or I couldn't, I mean, I'd have to hold this thing.
Wait a minute, what?
You can get from that, where it's zeroed in,
Right.
you can go and hit
So here, you don't have to
it'll
use
tell you
this.
the distance from here.
You don't have to use this thing. You can go like this. I mean, so will a tape measure, but
Well,
you know.
yeah.
But if you're setting, let's say you're even setting posts. You know, I had a buddy of mine used a tube filled with water to set his post because he didn't have a laser, and water is a natural level. So I don't lie. This is the same thing. This would be the same thing as that. So let's say you're even wanting to put deck posts in. I don't do carpentry, but I would imagine, you know. So if you go like this, zero, you can set it right on here.
So this is a smart level versus a laser level.
Yeah, there's smart level. It's there. I thought I saw that somewhere on there. Okay, I think that's, so that's 0.
Okay.
Then you can come up here and, well, I'm not tall enough to see this, but you set it here and it'll tell you, I don't know if you can just flip it over, but
Yeah, flip it over. See if it'll work flipped over.
it might have an inch difference there, but so 6'5". You might want to minus out an inch for the 4, but you could do this on top. I would imagine you could get the top of this one.
Hey Blaine, can you see the top of this? Does it say
6'5"?
Does it say 6'5"?
Clear on there.
Wait, we can look at the front of the camera. What does that say, Tim?
Ah,
It says 6 feet
6.
05.
6'5". Okay, there you go.
So it'll work upside down. Huh.
But then I'd imagine if you gotta, you know, if you want to put this on the next one up, zip a line on it, and then cut your post to the same height. If you're doing something like that, if you're, you know, if you're putting the footings in first, I don't build decks.
All right. Sounds good. Smart level versus a laser level. There you go. We just did a little compare and contrast for you. All right, guys, that's it for today's video. God bless. Go get them. And you know who wants to say goodbye to you? Joey.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah. Any final words, Joey?
Nope.
Joey
Words of wisdom.
Joey is very camera shy. We're gonna get him to talk eventually. Good kid, been
Aye.
working with us for a while.
He's here to work.
Married, 2 children, right, Joey?
Yeah, one on the way too.
So that's why we keep Joey going. We're gonna keep him going, and you're gonna see him working.
Congratulations, Joey.
Yeah.
When did you find out? Just recent or what?
Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep.
Sitting in the car.
Oh no.
God bless. Go get him, you guys. We'll see you later.